Welcome in, guys. I actually have a camera running today. We are doing our NFL picks. We decided instead of doing this while playing games, we're gonna just start doing it by itself. Just because whenever it wasn't working out as we were trying to do it while playing games, so I figured this is gonna make it easier. Tonight, though, Kev is at work, but he is in the call with us as we will be going through all this. Um, And then we also have Grayson here with us tonight. We will end up getting Bradley's picks a little bit later. He's probably in bed for school. And plus, Kevin's not home to be able to get all that information from him. But like I said, we'll get his picks a little bit later. But as you can see, I've got our spreadsheet pulled up. I've got my chat and everything over here to my right. So if you see me looking off this way, that's because I'm looking at chat and whatnot. Keep an eye on that. So let's get right into it here. This is a little bit later of a start than we were initially trying for, but things happen. That's what it is. So let's jump right into it. Thursday night's game is the Steelers at the Bengals. As y'all can see, I'm going currently picking the Steelers. There's a couple of games where I'm kind of flip floppy, but I'll explain that as we get to them. But to me, here I mean, the Bengals might put up a little bit of I don't see it being like a huge fight, but I mean, with this being a divisional game, it's probably gonna be closer than most other games usually are. But I think the Steelers have a better offense and a better defense than the Bengals, at least right now, especially with Joe Burrow being out. I'm sure the Bengals will still put up points because I mean they have Jamar Chase and T Higgins, so they're still gonna score. But I think the Steelers should outscore them. Um, who would like to go next, Kev or Shu? Grayson.
Sorry, I was still muted. Uh, well, I still think the Steelers are frauds, and honestly, this is a very losable game, especially because didn't the Bengals lose like what was it 28 to like it was 28-10 to the Packers last week?
Uh, it was 27-18.
That's pretty close, especially seeing as how the Packers are supposed to be like one of the top 10-ish teams in the NFL right now, and I would categorize as much better than the Steelers are right
Well,
now.
the only reason it wasn't a bigger spread was because of the really dumb pick on the first drive that Jordan Love threw, like right there in
Hey
the red
man, if it
zone.
happened, it happened.
Well,
I could get it if they scored in garbage time, but if it that
well,
early in the game, that's not a close. That's
no,
still they
I'm just
fucked
saying.
it up and gave them
I,
points. That's
well,
not.
they didn't even score off of that pick. I'm just saying the Packers had Jordan Love not thrown that pick, they would have scored on that drive more than likely, and the score would have been a
They
greater
still gave up
difference.
18 points to the fucking Bengals defense, to the Bengals offense, which has no offensive line.
Grant, I will say,
That's still a problem.
eh, well, one of the touchdowns that they scored was just a insane catch from Jamar Chase.
But he still had time to throw the football, didn't he? Do you not get where I'm going here?
I get what you're saying, but it wasn't really that he was holding the ball very long. They were doing a lot of quick throws. Like
So that's
they
still.
were getting the ball out
Here's the
really
question.
fast, which is
Here's the question, Mason.
expected because
Is the Packers defense better than the Steelers defense?
I would say so.
That's
I but
that's
that
the crux question. I think the Steelers play. I think the Packers have better had better athletes on their
they
defense, but
definitely have better talent, but they definitely did
the
not play
Steelers
up
have
to standard
always
again
and
this
will
week.
always play composite defense where no matter look, as long as TJ Watt is healthy, as long as TJ Watt and or Cam Hayward are healthy, their defense is always in that top half of the league, no matter what. And once again, they still have a really good defense.
Yeah, but their defense hasn't played.
Sometimes,
Their defense hasn't played that well this year either.
like I said, they have a really good defense. Sometimes the Bengals,
I'm not saying
honestly,
that the
I
Steelers
think this
have a
is
bad defense.
probably. I think the Bengals are honestly. This is at the Bengals. This is such a Mike Tomlin loss that this like. I'm gonna go with the Bengals here.
Okay.
Come on, come on, Bengals, come on.
Kev, what you
I
feeling
think
on
it's
this
like the
game?
fourth time I picked against the Steelers this year, and I've been wrong. I think every time, but it's fine.
Let's see. You picked the Steelers last week. Um,
I talk
Well,
down about them a lot.
look, to be completely and totally full disclosure on it, both teams are really playing like ass. Uh, there's not there's not anything stand out about either team. Um, I I believe that the Steelers defense. I mean, honestly, no matter what, no matter like what kind of talent the Steelers defense has, they always are there to play that smash mouth defense.
Also, these
Um,
two teams hate each other quite a lot.
yes,
Like the entire AFC North can best be described as we all hate each other equally. But also, let's all laugh at the Browns.
right. So, nevertheless, um, I don't believe. I believe it's going to be a close game, and it's going to be kind of hard to choose because they both. That's just kind of sucks this year. Um, but being that Cincinnati's at home, but on the flip side, Pittsburgh's not that far from Cincinnati. So,
Mm.
who who's is who's quarterback in Pittsburgh this week?
should be Aaron Rodgers. As far as I know, they have no injury at quarterback.
My voodoo dolls aren't working yet.
All right, I'm going to say that the Steelers are going to sneak out, and up close on this one. But I mean, it could really go kind of either way.
All right. So it's currently two with the Steelers, one with the Bengals. We'll get Bradley's pick a little bit later. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Kev. This is going to be this is a divisional game. It's going to be close. It's going to be ugly. But I think with how bad the Bengals defense is, I expect the Steelers to be able to put up more points than the Bengals will be able to. All right. Here's one of the tougher games for me this week. The London game this week is the Rams and Jaguars. Jaguars are the quote unquote home team, or the home team for this game, but it is in.
How many games per year? How many games in the last decade have the Jaguars played in London? I think it's got to be like 6 or 7 at this point. Like they
Uh,
are always in London.
uh, Jaguars have played 14 London games
Who has the
total.
second most?
Um, but that's definitely.
That's a lot.
Uh, come on, load the rest of this or not. Um, because it's not telling me how many of those are since the NFL has started doing this each year versus like old,
It's
old.
fine. And also, the Jaguars aren't that old. They they joined the league in 1995, so it's not really that far long ago
Well, I'm
anymore.
just
It's
there
fine.
used to be a they used like the Vikings have a like an 8-0 or coming into this year had like an 8-0 record overseas, but only 4 of them were regular season games. The other 4 were preseason games. So I don't know how
Yeah,
many of those
I
Jaguars
just know the
appearances
Jets
were.
always play it. Have like seem to always be the first pick to go to London. Also, isn't Puka Nakua out?
So this is why this is a difficult um pick for me right now. I'm currently picking the Rams, but I might change this here. Um, we don't know the designations yet, but I do have um the injury report for this the current injury report for the game they from today's practice. They won't update it again until after Friday's practice. But both Puka Nakua and Blake Corum for the Rams did not participate in practice today with their ankle injuries. Whether or not they improve throughout the week and become playable, that's kind of where I'm at. Like I am questioning this based off of injuries, but at the moment I do have the
Puka's
Rams.
a giant part of the Rams offense.
He is, but the Rams do also have Devonte Adams, who played a role when Puka went out in that game. So they're not weaponless, but it will make it more difficult for them.
It's a lot harder to cover two great wide receivers instead of just one great wide
Well, yeah,
receiver.
I get that. I very much get that.
But I mean, who are the Jaguars' wins over this year?
Jaguars wins. Let's see, they just lost to the
Sorry,
Seahawks.
or is that a
Um,
boat race or is that close?
against the Seahawks, I think the Seahawks went away with it 20-12. Jags only scored 12 points in that game. But they did the week before just beat the Chiefs 28-31, which was a really good game, which is why I kind of expected them to kind of have a better game against the Seahawks, but they really just had a like
It's like I said, the Jaguars function entirely on whether or not Brian Thomas Jr. wants to catch a football that weekend.
I think a lot of it was they had a lot of penalties and Trevor Lawrence got sacked 7 times against the Seahawks. Um, let's see, against the Chiefs, I think Trevor Lawrence got sacked like 3 times in that game. Let's see, because I didn't get all those stats for last week put in. I
The
need to.
Seahawks like 5-2 right now.
The Seahawks.
Yeah. The last time I remember them losing was to the Niners and then losing to the Bucks.
Hang on, this is. Uh, okay, hold on. Let me fix this real quick. Oh my, bro, this thing is being a pain in my ass. Come on, come on, you can do it. There we go. Uh, data. There we go. Now I can see everything properly. Uh,
That's
uh,
funny.
yeah, I made adjustments earlier, and
You're
it.
good.
Let's see.
You're good. I'm looking at my phone right now.
Seahawks are 4-2 this week.
That's not important. We're talking about the Jaguars right now.
Let's see. Who else did the Jags beat? That was your other question. Um, where's Jags game that week? They beat the Texans in a one-score game. They lost to the Bengals in week 2 in a one-score game. and they beat the Panthers in week 1 by a good
Yeah,
margin.
like I said, they're kind of they're very
They're
hot,
hitter.
cold, hot, cold, hot, cold,
Yeah,
hot, cold.
yeah, that's why I was like, even with the Rams injuries, I'm still like, maybe with the Rams because they've been playing pretty solid each week to week.
It comes down to
But
the defensive performance by what I would call
Jaguars,
probably a top 10 defensive line that the Rams have. The Rams have a pretty good front four, so it's going to come down upon them to really help the defense, really just help. Honestly, it's a coin flip game, but I'm going to go with the Rams right now.
Okay.
but it's the Rams and Jaguars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing in London.
Rams and Jaguars. Uh, I don't have to repeat the information, but I have to.
Do what, Kev? You're not coming through very clear at the moment.
I was going to say I don't really hear him, but if you heard him, I was just going to let you put his thing in.
I said, I know this might be a repeat question, uh, but I had to come up with related stuff. Uh, trying to remember. Uh, who have who has each team played last week? Like who's had the harder schedule?
That.
Probably the Rams, honestly. The Jags have played a really soft schedule. Well,
Yeah.
outside of what the Chiefs.
e- Chiefs and Seahawks were the two toughest teams for the Jags all season. Um.
They beat the Seahawks, or they beat the Chiefs, but they lost to the Seahawks, right?
Yes. Let's see. So Rams have played the Texans, won that game. They beat the
Okay,
Titans.
I'm gonna.
That's another. That's an easy game, or was an easier game. Rams lost to the Eagles.
Hey, Drew, I'm gonna do a little multitasking
Yep,
while we're doing this. So if I go quiet for a period of time, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to get caught up, like I told you.
yep. Rams have
And
Rams have are the only team that have beat the Colts this season.
Which is yeah, everybody clearly predicted that in the preseason.
Oh yeah. Um, they
How
lost.
shocking is it?
They lost to the 49ers at home, and then they just
all right,
beat the Ravens and a close in a lot closer game than I was expecting it to be.
Um, oh, I've got the
With with with
shivers.
with the Rams injuries, I could see the Jags potentially winning this. That's kind of why I'm gonna like as the week goes on, like when that injury or final injury report comes out, I'll see who's specifically out and like whatnot, like see who all's potentially playing and kind of potentially change my answer there.
well, I think regardless of injuries, I think the Rams are probably going to um, get the win here. Um, I think with having the hardest schedule, two, they've just been playing better ball. They've not been so uh, flip floppy
Yeah,
on their games and scheduling and all that. So
yeah.
no, I turned it back down because I'm on the phone. What's up? It's for my exhaust. For my exhaust. It's from the fucking DEF shit.
Okay. The next game is the Eagles at the Vikings. Um, for me, this is a very much a must win for the Eagles. I feel just the way the last 2 weeks have gone. They really, I feel like they just they're come. Let's see. They just come off two losses in a row, especially with last week getting just absolutely demolished by the Giants. I think this is like a kind of like a get right game for them, and like a must win just to get back on
Well, let me
track.
tell you what happens when you come into a game with the expectation of get right.
It
Unless the Eagles'
typically doesn't
offensive
go
line is
well.
magically, unless the Eagles have managed to manifest a new offensive line performance, it's going to be very hard for me to, unless I see massive improvements, for me to really even pick them to win another game. Because guess what? Saquon doesn't have any space to run, and he looks incredibly unexplosive this season. And but they're also not going to back off the running attack and try to feed the ball through the air either. So the offense seems directionless, and this just seems like another evident point that indeed Nick Sirianni is not a good coach. If they win, I expect the Viking. Wait, how's the Carson Wentz experience gone with the Vikings? I think they've won both their games so far, right? Or they won
Uh,
one, lost one.
let's see. They've played 5 games, and he's played 3 of them. I think it's win loss win.
Honestly, the Vikings look really good right now. And honestly, I'm really starting to question if you, depending on how much longer JJ McCarthy is hurt for, do you just stick
So
with him for the end of the season?
so
Because like,
right now they have not decided who is starting this week. JJ has returned to practice this week, but both him and Carson Wentz are on the injury report.
honestly, I don't know if the starting QB is even going to matter that much in this game. I think the Vikings win close-ish, but yeah, unless the Eagles, I think will show more fight. But like, my goodness, what an embarrassing loss!
Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings win this. Just the way the last 2 weeks have gone, I feel like the Eagles are gonna want to right the ship here. Will it happen? We'll see. This is one of those like kind of not. I'm not like super confident in this pick, but like if the Eagles lose this game, then it's gonna it their
If the Eagles lose this
season's.
game, it starts like. Actually, we'll get there in a minute, and I'll even ask about it, and I'll even ask you guys if you agree with me. How long until are the Ravens playing this weekend?
I believe they are on bye this week and then come back next week to play the Bengals.
Okay, can we talk about them real quick?
Sure. While we're waiting for
So,
Kev to.
with where the Ravens are right now, schedule wise, and what they're most likely their record's going to be, because like if we're not wrong, we're not supposed they're not supposed to get Lamar Jackson back until late in the season. If you're the Ravens, do you just put Lamar in? Just hey man, take a just. Because if I'm not wrong, it's like not he won't be back to like week 11, week 12.
Lamar Jackson is expected to return for against. Or sorry, they're not playing the Bengals when they return. They're playing the Bears next week after their bye. And
So he's
Lamar
expected to
Jack.
return for that game.
Yes. Yeah, because he was only out
Just a
with a
question:
hamstring
Is it
injury.
even is it even worth bringing? It is worth it because they're going to want their money's worth. But is it really even that worth bringing him out for this? Really? Because like the season's already fucked as it is. You have your first round pick. Go tank and get yourselves either a top line quarterback. Because guess what? If you have a top 5 pick, teams are going to want to throw you a bunch of shit for that pick, especially because there's a couple quarterbacks in this class that look really, really good. It seems kind of wasteful to throw him back into the menagerie of your offense that is clearly not working with a running back that is clearly seems to have finally, in a way, hit the wall after being the best running back alive for like what the past 7 or 8 seasons.
Yeah. I don't expect them.
Well,
I don't expect them to take that kind of approach, though. To be honest.
No, like I said, they're going to play him
no,
anyways, but it seems foolish not to play him. It
they're
seems
gonna
foolish
play
to
him.
throw him back in.
They're gonna play him, and even with their pick, I don't see him really even going for a quarterback. Honestly, I see him going for uh, wide receiver weapon, tight end weaponry to uh, be able to bring his game back in where he has offensive weapons to use. I see that being their game plan.
All right. Now that you are back with us, Kiv,
But
the game we are actually on is Eagles at Vikings. We were just talking about Ravens while you were doing what you were doing
right,
because they were on a bye this week
uh, Eagles and Vikings.
in Minnesota.
Um, well, Eagles are coming off of kind of a what is who do they play?
You're not coming through very clear right now, Kev. I don't know why. I've tried turning you up, but it's like you're not being picked up by your mic.
I don't know. So the Eagles are kind of coming off of a disparaging loss, but who did the Vikings play last week?
Vikings were on a bye.
Vikings are on a bye, so they should be coming back pretty much full healthy then, right?
Um, so they let's see, JJ McCarthy started practicing again this week, but both him and Carson Wentz are in the injury report. I think both with ankle injuries. And from what I was reading, depending on whoever performs best or like is looking best in practice health wise, will be the one that will start. Outside of that, I'm not sure on injuries.
Um,
This is a very 50-50 game to me. With the Vikings being at home, I think it's going to be tough for the Eagles, but I feel like this is a must win for them after 2 weeks of
well, I
really
mean,
bad performances.
2 weeks of bad performances, but didn't they? I mean, they've only lost one game.
No, they've lost. They've lost the last 2 weeks. They are four
They
and two.
they did okay. They did lose last week. Okay. I mean, last year with that season ended, uh, and for somebody that's coming off of a bye week home, I do see it being a close game, but I think the Vikings are gonna pull off this one. And I don't think it has anything to do with the fact of whether or not the Eagles are playing bad or not. I think it's going to be an all-around um, good game as far as the Vikings being able to be fresh from a bye week
I get that.
and making it that much more difficult for the Vikings or for the Eagles.
Oh, like I said, I would not. I would not be surprised if the Vikings won this game. Um, I'm only picking the Eagles here just because I think they are going to be coming in with the mindset of we need to get our shit together, and I think they're going to come in wanting to win this
Right.
game more than the Vikings. But let's go on to the next game here. Patriots at the Titans.
Texan? Wait, didn't they, I thought they already played.
No, Patriots.
Well, seems
Patriots at
that the
Titans.
Patriots are, for whatever reason,
Really hot
um,
right now.
playing playing really hot, especially away from home. Like almost every game they've won, if not every game they've won, has been an away game. And the fact that they just knocked off the Bills the other week, I gotta say that I see, and the Titans are not playing that well. I mean, they're
No,
doing
and
okay,
well,
but
they also
they're not
just
they're not
fired their
they're
head
not
coach and have an interim head coach for this game.
well, and not just that, but they're not even on the same playing field defensively as
The Titans
the
are
Bills.
a burning disaster that just so happened to pick up one of my favorite quarterback prospects of the last 25 years. So hopefully at some point the Titans will figure out that, hey, actually this goes for all NFL franchises. You have to build something before you bring the quarterback in, because guess what? When you bring the quarterback in and you throw him to the Wolves for his first 3 years and his numbers look like shit, it's very hard to convince your fan base that he deserves another contract, while also convincing him that, yeah, we know we wasted multiple years of your career so far, but come back to us. Just don't worry. This time we have a team around you. It's a disaster. And Cam Ward's played very well, but the team around him still
Yes,
sucks.
agreed. Like I said, they're not even on the same playing field, uh, defensively, hell, even offensively, as the Bills.
Uh, I assume with
And
this talk that both of you guys are picking the Patriots for this game.
Yeah,
absolutely,
unless Cam
Okay.
Ward pulls out a masterclass performance, they're not winning this game. Even then, he doesn't. I don't think he even has the wide receiver talent to do that.
I don't think he has the offensive weapons to do it either.
Uh, yeah. Before we get into this next game, which is going to be the Panthers at the Jets, Kev. So I'm a little mad about the Panthers game last week because I I didn't say this on whenever we were talking about the games, but whenever I was just initially putting my picks in before we got into like the live to talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
I initially had picked the Panthers because they were at home and they had not lost a game at home all season, and then talked myself
Yeah.
out of picking them because I didn't think they'd be able to hold up in a shootout. And then what did they do?
Who did they play last week?
They beat the Cowboys
Oh, that's right.
last.
Oh, that's right. I got to laugh. I live in. Don't forget, I live in
Yeah.
DFW. So watch. Yeah, it was funny. Um.
Yeah. So,
So needless to
and
say,
you said the
I
Panthers
am
are at home again.
no Panthers are at New Jersey playing the
At,
Jets.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
but I mean, it's the
it's the
Jets we're talking about.
yeah.
I mean, we're talking about literally the worst team in the NFL right
I
The
mean
Jets.
now. I mean, the
the
Browns
the
are
At
doing
least
better.
the Jets
The
literally
Browns are
had
doing better than the Jets.
negative 10 net passing yards last week.
the Jets
Exactly.
literally look. I will always say, and look, we've reached the point where Justin Fields is truly a bust. I will still stand by that. When he got drafted, if he'd been drafted by a team that actually wanted to build an offense around him instead of giving him a bunch of jigsaw puzzle pieces, he'd be a lot better. Sadly, that time has passed, and he decided to go to the fucking Jets, which is about as far away from a competent coaching staff that you can find. I like Aaron Glenn. Too bad the rest of the team fucking sucks. The offense played better when Tyrod Taylor was the starting quarterback. That's me. I'm like, that's not just like, oh, they should start Tyrod Taylor because he's the backup. Like, no, he actually played and the offense looked better. If they were starting Tyrod Taylor, I'd pick them to win this game. Even if the Panthers' defense is literally just paper, just wet paper, it doesn't matter because the fucking Jets suck.
You know, I'm curious. Yep, they're still Justin Fields is still expected to start this week.
Look,
The
this is probably if I had to pick one game where Justin Fields puts up a great stat line and he dazzles the entire NFL and is like, he's so talented, it's probably this game because the Panthers defense is so fucking ass. But like at the same time, I can't you can't expect that to happen. It has to happen. So yeah,
well,
the
you
Panthers are
also
gonna
have
win
to
this
think
game.
the Jets have only had one turnover all season and they got it this past Sunday and still didn't win.
They still got
That's why.
smacked, didn't they? But yeah, like I
Oh
said,
no, that was an ugly game, 13-11.
still doesn't matter. Like Jesus, like the offense is so bad and so dumb.
Uh,
I'm just gonna go.
no idea what you're saying at the moment, Kev.
Being at home or not, um, the Jets are just ass. Um, they have no team at all. Um, so
Alright, so far, the only game this week where we really have any flip flopping is Bengals and Steelers and the Eagles and Vikings.
What's
So
next?
next up, we've got the Dolphins at the Browns.
oh god,
Look, the Dolphins
the
are going to
second and
fire
third
Mike
worst team,
McDaniel.
the
Go ahead.
second
You want to go first,
second
Kev?
and third worst team, the second and third worst teams in the NFL right now.
I'd say the Browns are better than that.
Talking
Seems
about
how they actually have an offense.
do what?
I'd say the Browns.
Would you
Browns
say?
have a pretty good defense. So I wouldn't say they're the worst team in the NFL.
Eh,
Or like they wouldn't say. I
Uh,
think they're like a bottom
as far
10, but
as
they're not. I don't think they're.
records, as far as records, I believe they are one of the worst.
Record wise, yes, they are
Right?
tied for the second worst record in the league. With
Test
Exactly.
wise, they're like
Dolphins,
bottom
Browns,
10.
Saints.
Don't get me wrong. Their defense is good, but field goals and punts don't win games.
What's
Uh,
who are they
uh, uh,
playing?
they're playing the
Dolphins.
yeah they're playing against the Dolphins, and I I, I will say over in London, Dylan Gabriel actually played really well. He didn't do as well this past week, but I definitely think he's looked
Is
better
Tagovailoa
than Joe
playing or is
Flacco. Is who?
Tagovailoa is he starting for the Dolphins?
Oh, Tua.
Yeah, Tua's starting.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
the Dolphins are
The,
going to
The Browns
fire
defense are going to eat him alive.
Yeah, they're
the Dolphins.
I'm
Are
picking the
going to
Browns here just because of their defense, and I think that with Dylan Gabriel
Dylan Gabriel's going to have
playing,
a pretty good game
yeah,
offensively because I don't think the Dolphins need. Look, honestly, if Mike McDaniel needs to be fired at this point. It's so bad
I'm
that they
sure
have
he's.
Tua,
Uh,
who has clearly is not the same person mentally that he was when he got into the NFL, and has basically said he's lost the locker room in fewer words. When you lost the locker room, a whole slew of fucking problems pop up.
um, so yeah, am I correct in thinking we're all going Browns here?
Yes.
Yeah, unless something like miraculous. Also, I like it's really funny that the Browns ended up taking Shador Sanders and Dylan Gabriel, and yet both of those guys are actually like they actually need to have both of them. Also, how many more years are they going to keep John Groper, Cleveland Watson on the sideline before they finally cut him?
Uh,
I get that he's expensive to keep on the roster, but like guys,
well, if
you
nobody has
know,
anything else to add about the Browns and Dolphins, we'll jump to the next game.
yeah.
All right.
And I mean, it's just going to be another shit bowl. I mean, the Browns did beat the Packers, so I mean, I just don't see the Dolphins standing a chance.
Well, next game is the Saints at the Bears.
No comment, Bubba?
Saints the what?
Saints at the Bears.
Oh, Bears,
Bears
big.
at
I
home.
can't believe that's big. The Saints, please, please trade Alvin Kamara. Free him from this hell that you have been signed him to. You
Yeah.
suck
As much
so
as I
bad, and
as
you
much as I hate to
continuously
have to pick
refuse to
them,
draft a
I've
quarterback.
got as much as I hate to have to pick them. I'm picking the Bears here too because I don't see the
Jesus,
Saints.
just draft. Like, look, I don't care
I
if
mean,
you picked Shador
how,
Sanders. Like, you could have taken Dylan Gabriel. There were so many better answers than taking Tyler Show and then not even starting him because he sucks.
how many knockoffs did the Bears have this year? Do that 12th man on the field?
Do what?
How many penalties have they had for having 12 men on the field? Is that what you said?
I said, how many knockoffs have they had at home with that 12th man on the field? The stadium crowd, 12th man on the field.
So
Oh,
are you asking
that's
how many? Are you asking how many games they've won at home? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I think like
Um,
half their games.
let's see. They lost week 1. Let's see. That was week 1 was at home, right? Yeah, at Bears. Yeah, they lost to the Vikings at home.
That was a
Uh,
close game, was it not?
Yeah.
yeah, it was. Let's see. They went to the Lions and lost, and then they've won the last 3 weeks. Let's see. They beat the Cowboys at home, went to the Raiders and won, and then
The Raiders.
and then beat the Commanders in Washington. So they've won one at home and lost one at home. The rest of their games have been away
Right.
games. This is their third home game.
I thought it was like their third. I thought it was their fourth already.
No, nope. They'll be this will be an even split for them. They've had 3 away games and 2 home games so far. This is their third home game because they had the bye the same week the Packers did. So that,
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. See,
yeah,
what's going on? Yeah. I mean, just and it's not even necessarily the season. I mean, just think about it. The Bears at home are a hard team to beat.
oh yeah, going into Chicago is not an easy feat. Um,
You
and
know,
then you just have the Saints that are not that great anyways. So
right? But I mean, just that home stadium in Chicago is a hard place to play. A
yeah,
lot of teams struggle
oh
to
yeah,
play in that stadium, and it's because and it's because no matter how bad the Bears are,
that
and
crowd is loud as hell.
unfortunately, this is kind of this kind of it falls over into a couple of their other teams for the city. That fan base is ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
Like you know, die.
yeah.
I mean, just think about it. Our mom is a die-hard Bears fan and has been since 40
So
years ago,
I know.
if not longer.
Okay,
You know,
yeah, I know.
so
her and that
I
freaking
mean,
Super Bowl
with
shuffle.
this, with this, with this, as horrible as they have been over and over and over the years, they still have probably one of the strongest fan bases in the league.
Oh yeah, it was one of the most delusional ones too.
Well, I wasn't going to go that far.
Hmm.
So, yeah, definitely,
I, I, I mean, I,
Hey, how many rings of the Packers? So you guys talk about all those championships you won back in the fucking 50s and 60s. But what have you done since you know after the like from like 1970 onward? You've won what, 2 rings since that time? And yet the Packers
uh,
still get greenlit as this all-time great franchise, despite the fact that they had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, and they only got three Super Bowl appearances and 2 rings out of it, with 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Adrian, is that right?
that sounds right. Uh,
Including
but
multiple NFC Championship collapses.
hey, come here a
This
lot.
is your elite franchise.
it's more of that when I say delusional, I'm saying like the Bears will say like the most ridiculous, like Bears fans will say the most ridiculous things is what I meant by
All
delusional.
NFL fans say ridiculous things.
I,
The way you
I,
were talking when after that Micah Parsons trade went through, you'd think the Packers were going to go 17-0.
well, I knew we weren't gonna have that great of a season, but
No, you should go tell that to you then.
oh no, I knew we weren't going undefeated.
Anyways, let's move on. This is
Yeah,
kind of just a lull.
yeah. Raiders at the Chiefs.
I'm just gonna say there's not even really any discussion for my point of view here that even needs to be said.
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward for
I
me
mean,
as
quite
well.
honestly, the Chiefs could probably throw in their second string players and still pull off a win.
If you think about it, if what was his name? The quarter Jim McMahon, right? 85 Bears. Sorry, I was just thinking back of something. Anyways, let's go back to this. You said what was it? What's the game?
Raiders at the Chiefs.
It'd be really fucking hilarious if the Raiders won this game. With that being said, the Chiefs should win this game easily.
Yeah.
Like the Geno Smith experiment in Oakland, it has not worked out in the slightest, and they do not have the offensive line talent yet to just turn around and feed the rock dash and Genty yet.
Ah, yes. The original city of the Raiders. You said Oakland, not Las Vegas. Sorry, I had to bust your chops.
Fuck loss, dude. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down swinging. It will always be the Oakland Raiders. I'm gonna tell my kids it was always the Oakland Raiders. I don't care how long it's been since they've been there. It will always be the Oakland Raiders.
Anyways, all right. Let's just go ahead and move on because yeah, that game's there's not much to talk about there. The Colts at the Chargers. Who'd like to go
It'd be really
first?
awesome if the Chargers could remember how to play 4 quarters of football consecutively.
You forget the Chargers don't know how to not Charger things up.
I mean, I don't know. Um, Honestly, until the Colts get cold, I can't. I'm not gonna really pick against them until the Colts get cold. It will be interesting to see whatever happens to Anthony Richardson, though.
I think I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna probably have to go with the Colts here as well. Um, the Chargers are they're not playing bad ball. Um,
They're to me they're kind of taking the same kind of a fall as like the Chiefs have been not the Chiefs but the Eagles and the Bills have done the last few
yeah, it's
weeks. They're
yeah,
they're starting to fall apart.
it's kind of like yeah, it's like they came out strong and swinging, and then it's just like uh, there's not much
Not much
left
pizzazz
in the
left. Yeah.
there's no fuel left in the tank. Maybe their bye week.
Ooh, this is a good one.
So yeah, this next game is going to be an interesting one for sure. Um, I, I'm feeling an upset in this game. Giants
So I'm
at
gonna
the
go find Tim
Broncos.
Scadabo's IQ test from when he was in high school, and then have him take one now and see how much lower it is. Besides that, well, the Giants' defensive line, as I said in the preseason, is really elite, like a really a lot. Like honestly, kind of ahead of schedule from where I expected it to be.
But the
But
Broncos
the
also have
problem
a
still
really good defense
remains.
as well.
But the Broncos probably the most
Well-rounded defense.
well-rounded
Yeah.
defense by pay, but they don't really have an elite pass rush. They just have a good one. And honestly, here's the real question: is Bo Nix ever going to have time to get comfortable and play Bo Nix football in this game? Because I just don't see that happening unless there's an injury on the Giants' defensive line. This is going to be probably a very low-scoring defensive battle, and honestly, it's very hard for me to see the Eagles, like the Giants' offense, putting up more than like 17 points in this game.
I
As
could,
much as I like Jackson Dart this season,
yeah,
the
I've
Giants'
honestly been
offense is
impressed with
just.
Jackson Dart, and honestly,
I
Cam
said it.
Scadaboo
I
is.
even said it. I was like, you know what?
Yes,
I'm
you
gonna do my
did.
small victory lap here. I said throw him into the flames. He's a quarterback where it's either gonna work or it's not.
Yeah, you did. And then just Cam Scadaboo's just been fun to
Also,
watch.
free Jameis. Let Jameis go do silly things with a different team. Stop making him sit there and do nothing. Like, why the
But
fuck did you bring him here? He doesn't do anything.
yeah,
But yeah, honestly, this game comes down to whether or not the. I think the Giants' pass rush is elite, but I just expect the Bengals. I expect the Broncos to put up enough points over time to kind of just death wall them. Because I don't think the Giants' offense is gonna like without. If they had Malik Neighbors, I'd pick them to win this game. But the Giants are gonna have to enlist another wide receiver's help in the draft this
uh,
year, as or
I know it's not going to be
left
an
tackle.
easy. I know it's not going to be easy for the Giants to win this game, but for whatever reason, I am feeling an upset this week. So I'm sticking with the gut feeling
Like
on this
I'm
one.
not doubt. I don't think if they won, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I would have been like I don't know if they can put up enough points.
Yeah. Uh, Kev, you with us, or you stepped away at the moment?
Um, I'm in agreement. It's going to be a very defensive game. Um, but I'm trying to remember. Like, nothing stands out either way to me about the movie offense. Like, there's not been anything stand out spectacular from either offense. Um, and I guess ultimately what it's going to boil down to is uh, is a matter of who's going to be able to get a moment to make a play. You know, who's gonna get that breakout, one-on-one matchup, or who's gonna get the gap hole, in a run. And honestly, it's gonna be hard to say either way which team is gonna do that because offenses just don't stand out, but the
Well,
defenses are playing good ball.
I will say that the 12th man on the field this is another venue where that is a big factor. Denver is a very
Yeah,
difficult place to go into to win. It is,
the wind, the altitude, um, absolutely like
um, but like I said,
um
I'm sticking to my gut here. Um, on just I'm just feeling that upset. Like my brain's telling me I think the Broncos should win, but my gut's telling me I think the Giants are going to get the upset.
I'm kind of leaning that way, but at the same time, it's almost like I don't want to go that way because I feel like the Broncos should win, but there's going to be an upset somewhere, and is this the game that it's going to be? Wow, they came in and beat them at home. Is this going to be the game where uh, the Giants actually look like they've got some kind of a reasonable offense, that they haven't had in 2-3 years, if not longer.
It's been longer than that, but yeah, I get
Longer
what
than I was like,
yeah, I get
it's
what you're
been quite
saying.
um, so I guess my better judgment, I think I'm going to go with the Broncos here. I do see this possibly being the upset game for the week, but I just
Honestly, out of all the
I
games
just
that
don't
we've,
have that strong enough feeling.
I get that. I think out of all the games that we've looked at so far this week, I think this is going to be one of the more interesting ones. Honestly,
Yes, definitely.
like this could end up being the best game of the week, just from what we're seeing
What's the
so
matchup?
far. The one we've been talking about, the Giants and the
Yeah.
Broncos. I, I
Okay.
I think it could be one of the more interesting ones of the week, for sure. Um, but let's go ahead and move on. We've got 5 games left to pick here. We're gonna jump into the Packers at the Cardinals.
The Cardinals often the Cardinals, like I said, this is a make or break year, and they're broken. The offense doesn't work. The defense doesn't work. Kyler Murray, I think, has officially reached bust status. He was a first overall pick. He doesn't.
Uh,
He's just not that good. He's really not.
Still unsure on who is starting for the Cardinals this week at quarterback. I know that
Doesn't
Card.
matter. They're gonna lose this fucking game.
So you're going with the Packers with me on this as well. Are you following suit there, Kev?
Um, the Packers should win this game. Um, and I kind of feel like with the way that the Cardinals are sitting right now, the heck they're playing the last week, um, it's kind of another one of those situations where um, it almost feel like the Brown the Buccaneers are going in and losing to the Browns the way that they have been playing so far.
What you said did not come through very clear, but uh,
I said with the way the Cardinals have been playing for the last couple of weeks, I feel like that actually go in and lose to them. It's almost the same as saying that they went in and lost to the Browns. Like that's the way that the Cardinals have been playing the last couple.
okay.
So I'm going to say the Packers because that's the way that this game should go in.
But you're kind of feeling an upset alert here.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, the last game that the Packers went in and should have been an easy play. Um, they lost to the freaking Browns. So I guess it really all depends on if the Packers come in to play thinking that this is just going to be another easy game on their schedule, and they kind of do what they're supposed to, or if they just kind of laugh back and think they're going to ease their way through this game.
I got you. All right. Well,
So I'm going to say the Packers do, but I mean they've already shown that they can lose one of the worst teams in the NFL already.
let's jump on over to the Commanders at the Cowboys.
Cowboys. Uh,
You're saying Cowboys here?
Cowboys. Cowboys.
Can't
And
understand a word you're saying. I've heard you say Cowboys twice,
uh,
but everything in between is cut out.
Cowboys at home. Commanders just losing to the Bears. I mean, the Cowboys lost to the damn Bears, but I mean, you know, the Commanders are not going to be able to hold a shootout with the Cowboys.
Man,
They,
remember when the
they,
Cowboys had a good defense a couple years ago?
yeah, I mean now it's just the Cowboys' gameplay is literally shootout offense, hope our defense can stop them at least once.
Hope our defense just like either lets them score quickly enough or doesn't let them score too fast. There's no in between.
Right. Yeah. So I just, I mean, both teams are. It'll be a close game, but I just don't know if the Commanders can hold out a shootout in Dallas.
I mean, it
and
it
and,
it,
and
it
come
is a
out
div-
on top.
it is a divisional game. These games are are weird, freaky, fluky,
Right.
however you want to look at it. I do have the Commanders winning this. Just because I think their defense might be able to get the occasional stop on Dallas's
It's
offense,
necessary for the Constitution.
and then Dallas's defense isn't going to be able to stop the Commanders' offense, and they'll get those those bits of points here and there to kind of get that little edge. Shu, what are you feeling on this game?
Honestly, it's like it comes like the Commanders are in a really weird spot, and honestly, if this has oh my goodness, what is that coming from Kev's mic?
Oh, struggling with the trailer door.
Oh,
The old junky trailer that they load scrap pallets on.
yeah.
Give me a second. I'm walking back up. I'm going to mute and
I
beat
guess
the crap out of what's
it's
going
hard to
on.
pick the Cowboys here because I don't like I don't think the Cowboys are great defensively, but unless the Cowboys,
I mean, Dak has been on fire this season.
yes, but the Cowboys defense is still non-existent, and they just lost to the
Yeah,
fucking Panthers,
yeah, like
and that defense is fucking, and that team it doesn't even really have that good of an offense.
yeah. This is going to be closer. Like Dak is going to keep them in this game. This game's going to come down to who gets the ball last.
I don't know completely about that, but yeah, I think the Commanders are going to win.
I mean, that's literally been every game with the Cowboys this year. It's been who got the ball last, pretty much. Like it's not a huge over exaggeration. Like it might not come down to that exactly, but it's going to be damn close to that. But let's go on over to the Falcons at the 49ers.
It's gonna come down to who scores it. Not who gets the ball last, who scores last.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying. Like, I think whoever gets the
Yeah,
ball
that's what I'm
last
saying.
is gonna. I think it's gonna
I
be
was
a
being
last
more
minute score.
definitive.
Yeah,
I was being
I
more
don't know.
definitive. It's gonna come down to who scores last.
yeah,
Bijan's been really elite, but at the same time, the 49ers have been finding ways to win games, even though they're an inferior team to whoever they've been playing. So
yeah.
that's kind of hard, you know?
This is definitely a tough pick, just with how well the Falcons just came out and played the Bills. Um, I think that's gonna be some good momentum, and I feel like they're gonna want to ride it.
Which game are we talking about now?
The Falcons at the 49ers. The 49ers are still really beat up, and the Falcons are coming off a really good
They
win.
are. Yeah.
But this
Okay.
is
So
the
let me just
49ers
say
are
this:
at home though.
the, the Falcons getting a really good win. Um, doesn't really say a whole lot for a team who has not performed to
Who also got
expectation.
shut out by the Panthers earlier in the season.
Yeah, who also got shut. But the first time that the Panthers have ever shut anybody out in
like
their
20 years.
organization history. Since like it's the first team that the Panthers have shut out in their history. So I I'm gonna have to say even with the 49ers being the up, I just don't see the Falcons. I'm gonna call their freaking bluff. I'm gonna say that they had a fluke win last week, and I'm gonna call their bluff. And I'm gonna say they're going back to playing the crap ball that they've been playing all season long.
And you're going with the 49ers at home. All right.
It's hard not to pick the 49ers. It'll take.
This is another one where this is more of a feel than logic. Like I'm just feeling the Falcons getting that upset. Like this definitely feels upset to me with how banged up the 49ers are. So would I be surprised if 49ers win? No, not at all. Not at all. Because as you said, they've been finding ways to win. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Huh?
Or were you? Or did you finish what you were saying? I thought I cut you off.
Dude, I don't think that it's very easy to pick the Niners to lose this game because of the injuries, but without a clear, this is very much a breakthrough game because if Bijan comes out and does what he did last weekend, then the Falcons very much could go on a streak and win, and like even maybe challenge to win the division. But
They
I
could.
can't follow that. But they have to do it first.
No, I get that. Like I
Yeah,
said, like I said, this
because
is very much gut feeling
I can't,
again.
played
and they haven't done it
played
yet, so I'm not
below
going to pick it yet.
they played below par ball and below expectation ball for what their organization claimed that they had built for this season, and they've just not shown it on the field. Yeah, I mean, last week was great, but that was that is that just a fluke in the fluke? Ah,
Is
a
this a
fluke
glitch in the
in the
matrix,
matrix,
or is this just what you're going to be?
Yeah,
right?
like I said, I'm not denying anything you guys are saying.
I'm
Uh,
not like I don't think you are trying to even. It's just like this is very much a you can't. I can't in good conscience say they're gonna do it until they do it more than once.
oh yeah, no, I agree.
Right.
That, like this is me more just I feel the upset here, just kind of like how I am with the Giants in that game.
I
Because
mean, I don't even even if the Falcons win, I'm not even going to say it's going to be an upset because
Mm,
the 49ers are beat up. So it's not even like they're playing at a on a healthy 49er team. They're not playing a healthy um where I'm looking for here um power football team. They're
So yeah,
playing
that
an
could go.
injured they're playing an injured 49er team. Even if they win, I'm
so,
still not going to be convinced.
I get that, like I said, but it, it's not a major upset, no, because of that. But um, currently the 49ers are favored in this game. They are the favorite to win this game. Not by much. It is very close
Right, and it's because
margins.
of the track record of the Falcons this season.
Yeah.
I
That's
feel like
the
we're
reason
kind of
why the
lulling on that
49ers.
game. We're kind of lulled into that game for a bit now.
So let's move on.
Let's move
Um,
on. Yeah, it's kind of just
it's just
sticking
kind
the
of
issue here.
yeah, we're just kind of repeating ourselves here. Um, we've got Sunday night football. Bucks at the Lions.
Now this is
Mm,
going to be a good game.
This
This is going
one,
to be a good game.
this one
Bucks
was
badly need one of their star wide receivers back.
this one was a tough one for me. Yeah, because the Bucks are hurt a bit on offense, but the Lions are also running into the same thing they ran into last year with where they keep getting defenders hurt, and then they're
I
also
think the
they're
Bucks game.
and then
Sorry.
you also have to count into take into account Brian Branch is out for this game because of the suspension due to him, you know, punching
Fucking dumb.
freaking yeah, being an idiot.
That's that's not even being an idiot. Like that's really shouldn't be like that's kind of a dumb game suspension. If I'm being totally honest, like of all the things you can get suspended for a game for, that seems like on the dumber end of it.
What do you get suspended for? I'm sorry. I missed
Uh,
Punching
that.
uh,
a guy in
uh,
the head. Didn't he punch a guy like hand the fist the helmet or some shit like an idiot?
yeah, he punched one of the Chiefs players after the game. I think it was Juju. I think it was Juju.
Well, that was a really dumb move on his behalf.
Yeah.
And regardless, yeah, I absolutely agree. He should have got
This is
suspended.
why you don't rest
I,
this shit on a fucking.
But
what happened?
uh, either way, that's
Oh,
just something to take into account. He's out for the game. The Lions have some other defensive injuries as well. On top of that, Bucks have
yeah.
some offensive
So
injuries, but it is in Detroit, another really hard place to go into and win. I think this is gonna be a close game. All of the Bucks wins have been close
I do.
games. Um, but with
I
Lions being
do
at
agree.
home, I have given my hat to the Lions here just because they are at home. But I'm at the same time I'm also hoping for the Bucks to win this game.
The big thing.
Divisionally, you want the Bucks to win, but yeah. Um,
The biggest thing that this game is going to prove, in my eyes, is that Tez Johnson falling to the seventh round was incredibly stupid and short sighted by the entire NFL because he is way too talented to be a seventh round pick. I don't care how light he is. You guys literally gave Devonta Smith a pass for that, and he's not that much bigger than him. Also, it's been exposed on multiple occasions that speed kills. Speed trumps all. Like when you're playing rock paper scissors, speed is like gun. It's pretty much unbreakable. It's the best. It's the best option.
You have to have like every team needs that speed guy to take the top off of a defense, just to burn somebody.
And not only can he do that, he's also good with the ball in his hands. So yeah, I think that he's going to have a great game. I think everybody's going to kind of go, well, who's going to pick him up this offseason because he's going to be worth a lot of money this free agency because he's a seventh round pick, which means he doesn't get that. So yeah, I think that the entire NFL was pretty short sighted for letting him get fall that far in the draft, honestly. So yeah, I think he's going to have a great performance, and I think that the Bucks are going to win, honestly, because I think that the that's like I'm not trying to hate on the Lions, but like I mean they just got handled by the 49ers, who we are not by the 49ers, but by the Chiefs, who we have established are very look to be very mid this year.
Yeah, that well, that was a really weird game. Let's just point something out. The Chiefs had, according to the refs, had zero penalties. If you watch that game, there were definitely things that the Chiefs should have been called on that they were not.
Yeah, but
That
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 was
was
kind
that
of
was
that
a
like, that literally happens almost all the time now, so we can't.
I know, but just the fact that they had zero penalties was ridiculous. But
I watch pretty
the
much
refing
football. Trust me, the
the
excuse that
refing
refing is bad literally counts every time you watch a football game. So like
I'm
that,
just saying
I kind of give that.
that was a very that was one of the worst refing game worst refing I've seen in a game recently.
Memory.
Yeah, in recent memory, it was just one like it just kind of stuck out to me like, ugh,
Yeah.
that was gross. So I think that was part of it. There's definitely been some controversy with some of the calls and not calls in that game. That would have changed that score a little bit too, because some of them were on scoring plays.
Yeah, but I'm
Um,
just
but
to give it
the
grief. I'm getting on the Bucks bandwagon, even though I still think that they're fraudulent. I think that they're gonna win this game.
again, yeah, like this is gonna be
And
this
if
is a
they
very
lose, I wouldn't be surprised at all because I
yeah
still think they're frauds. It's just kind of
this is a
back
very
and forth.
difficult game to
Remind
pick.
me,
I still
remind me of something. Have, has the Lions won two games in a row? Or have they been pretty much flip flopping?
No, they
the
lost
only
week
games that
one to
they've
the pack.
lost, they got,
They lost week one to the Packers, and then they lost against
and then they lost
the
a weird
Chiefs.
game last
They
weekend.
they yeah they went 1-4, and then one lost one, 1-4, lost one.
Yeah, but the weird thing about their losses is that when they lose, they look incredibly bad when they've lost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eh,
Which I
but
don't know if that's supposed to
both of
be the
those
idea that
losses that they looked really bad at, they were the away team. They are the home team this week.
yeah, but like it's
They have
still hard
not
to.
they have not looked bad at home this year. Like it's hard to
It's sort of
pick
interesting
against.
to see
It's
where
hard for me
they'll
to pick
be.
against them at home with how good they typically look at home and typically how good they typically play at home.
Pick them to. Okay. Um. All
So,
right. Is there anything else? Did you make a
um,
pick, Kev?
nope, that's what we're waiting on.
no,
Okay.
I was kind of thinking here.
Mm, where's that fucking cleaner gone?
I think I am going to have to go with the Lions here for this game. Um, not the Bucks at the start of the season were called fraudulent. Like they were not expected. Like that game against the Falcons in Week 1. Um, they called that a lucky fraudulent win. That they just weren't.
They keep
So, but
winning
I mean,
too
they
much. They keep winning too close too often for them to be. They're very much like
they're
They're
still a
basically
mid team.
cardiac cats. They're
You
cardiac
know,
cats.
they want to keep you on the edge of your seat, and that's not going to always win the game. You got to go
The
out
problem
there.
with
You
edge
got
of
to
your
actually
seat
play the
playing
ball
is that it doesn't really work once you get into the postseason. Because once you get into the postseason,
right.
They're all close
So
games
I
oh,
usually.
that's right.
I see it being
Me
a
too. It's
close
alright. I mean to
game.
wake you up.
I see it being a
Sorry,
close
mom.
game, and I see it uh, being Detroit win.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the last game real quick, just so we can get this wrapped up. Um, so that I can start getting myself ready for bed for work in the morning. Since I know you are at work
Um,
tonight, Kev. We've got
it's a Seahawks home game. It's going to be a Seahawks win.
so yeah, Texans at the Seahawks. Um, I'm kind of their shoe. The Seahawks are at
Yeah,
home is it's real.
Seahawks. The Texans have proved um, to not be as you know as good as they had been
The Texans haven't
aspired
lived
to
up
be.
potential, and their defense is still not that. And their defense is really good,
Yeah,
but they're really going to because we're kind of edging in on the question of is CJ Stroud bad or are their offensive weapons bad?
right. It's like where's the weakest link in the offense that's causing them to lose these games?
So, uh, in my honest opinion, I think CJ Stroud is just kind of mid. Like I don't think he's great. I don't think he's horrible. I think he's just kind of like that mid tier quarterback. He can run
Right,
your
but even
offense,
the
but
quarterback can be a good quarterback for a team and get you know get into the postseason.
Oh, I'm
Like the
not saying
problem
you're
with this
wrong.
team is that they can't. Like they have a lot of talent, but they don't finish. They're kind of
Yeah,
they're inconsistent,
yeah. They don't
and
have
they're
they don't have the consistency.
and they're incontinent on fucking offense. Their offense fucking blows.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like where lies the weakest link in the offense that they need to plug and fix? Where's that hole at that's causing the massive purge of their points being able to be scored? That makes them be incompetent to complete a freaking drive. So,
But with that, let's just do a quick rundown, real quick. Steelers and Bengals. Me and Kevin are with the Steelers. She is with the Bengals. Uh, Rams and Jags. Everybody picked the Rams. Eagles at Vikings. I've currently got the Eagles. Grayson and Kev have the Vikings. Pats at Titans. Everyone's rolling the Pats. Panthers at Jets. Everyone's rolling the Panthers. Dolphins at Browns. Everyone's rolling the Browns. Saints at Bears. Everyone's rolling the Bears. Raiders at Chiefs. Everyone's rolling the Chiefs. Colts at Jaguars. Everyone's rolling the Colts. Giants at Broncos. I'm riding solo on the Giants with Kevin and Grayson on the Broncos. Packers at Cardinals. Everyone's rolling the Packers. Commanders at Cowboys. Kevin's riding solo on the Cowboys with me and Grayson on the Commanders. Falcons at 49ers. I'm riding solo on the Falcons with Kevin and Grayson on the Niners. Bucks at Lions. She was riding solo on the Bucks with me and Kev on the Lions. And Texans Seahawks. All riding true on the Seahawks.
and then
With
of course, I'll go in and edit in
Yeah, we'll get Bradley's
these
picks
picks.
added in tomorrow, or at least before
Well,
that game. At least before that
I'll
game
get
gets.
I'll get his Thursday pick in, and then I'll probably get the rest of them in uh,
Yeah, but
Saturday because I'm going to be back this week, so it's hard to
yeah,
uh,
uh,
like he's up and gone to school while I'm in bed, and then I'm leaving before he's home from school. So
yeah, with you working nights. So, yep. So I want to
yeah,
thank
so
everybody for stopping by. If you're watching this in post, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe if you're not. Turn that bell icon on so you know when we go live in the future and when other videos get posted. Um, but I want to thank Grayson for joining us. Kev, thank you for being able to hop in while you're at work. Um,
yep.
but I'm your host tonight, Rage Gaming, Adrian. Thank y'all for stopping by. And from Two Brothers Gaming, deuces.